guys, today I thought we would just go through all the gods and decide, you know, who's gonna be good to date, who's gonna be bad to date, and who's Oolong stink. We've got all the tiers. We've got marriage material tier. These are for your people who are simply great at, you know, being... They are such good daters that you just can't help but wanna marry them. I'm gonna clean up this window real quick. Then you've obviously got move-in machines. These are the people who you end up moving in with and you like really love them, but eventually you know it's not gonna lead to marriage. You've obviously got your favorite partner, who's like not necessarily the one who you end up with, but the one that you had the most fun with. But you know, sometimes your favorite partner isn't the one you love the most, and that's okay. Then you've got your parents' favorite partner. Very different. Very different. Fun for a while. These are the people you date for a couple months and you're like, okay, this is about as far as this goes. One night stand. You can only stand to be with them for one night. Literally the worst date you've ever had. Oolong stink, and then children. Now, I know in the last time we did this, we had the children and animals tier. I'm going to include animals that are like not fully animal. You know, so if it's like Anha is basically a dude, but in a furry costume. So that's fine, you know? So let's give it a start. Agni. Now, listen to me here, right? Here's my analysis of Agni. I think Agni, your parents' favorite. And you know why? Because whenever he's in front of your parents, the good head is in complete control the whole time. The bad head shuts up, and the good head is just there and pleasant and charming and wonderful. But your parents never actually see the bad head, which, like, the good parts of Agni make up for the bad parts of Agni. But the bad parts of Agni are pretty bad. You're right. He's also, you know, he's got a long reach. He can give you cuddles from far away. He's really good when you're cold, too. So he's not a bad boyfriend, but also not the best. Anubis, you know, he just likes to ramp you up. Give you all the cuddles. He does like to get a bunch of other people's hands involved sometimes, which it's fun for a while, but after a while you kind of go, look, I'm looking for something a little bit more serious. I want to settle down. I don't necessarily want you drilling into me with your laser eyes every night. You know? Yeah. Now, Ao Kwang is a respectable gentleman. He's got class. He's got poise. He's literally the king of the Eastern Seaboard. Okay? He is minted, and good God, can he eat you? But the bad thing about Agni, Ao Kwang, I mean, he's, you know, he's a shape-shifting dragon king. You know? He's not gonna be the most committed person. I think Ao Kwang is your favorite partner. You had a bunch of fun with Ao Kwang. He bought you so many expensive things. You had such a great time together, but in the end, it just wasn't meant to be. What channel do the Photoshop pictures of you with gray hair go into? It's a good question. We'll put that into, like, IRL pics, I guess. Kwang will ride you and then let you ride him. Easy dub. Arachne, I think we all know Arachne's the worst date ever, right? She's a spider. She's literally a spider. She's always angry. She's always talking about how much she hates Athena for turning her into a spider, and how she would be the world's greatest weaver by now if Athena hadn't come along and ruined her chances of being one. And you're like, yeah, I understand you're a monster now, but she did kind of make you into literally a weaver. It's kind of one of those things that you got to make the best out of the things that you can do, and that's just not what Arachne wants to do. She also gives birth to, like, 2 children every 8 seconds, and that's not really something you not really something you want to have to deal with, you know, as like a date, you know. Hi, Blazian friends. Just got here. What are we tiering today? Dateability. God dateability. Now, Artemis doesn't. Why is this? Why are there so many numbers here? This is just Ulang Stink. Artemis, look. Artemis is fun. She's a huntress. She knows the woods. She takes you on long walks. They're beautiful. She doesn't like guys. She also doesn't like women. She doesn't like relationships at all. She's a one-night stand. She dips in for pleasure and then leaves. That's Artemis. Artemis, she don't want to stick around. Bastet. Bastet's into some kinky shit. I'm talking like whips and cats. You know? She owns too many cats. But she's pretty hot. Pretty good one-night stand. It's you know, it's fun. It's a fun one-night stand. Or is it fun for a while? Because we all know the true beauty of BDSM can't be expressed in a one-night stand. Because in a one-night stand, you don't know your partner well enough to have a good one-night stand with BDSM. Right? Surely. So yeah, I think Bastet goes in the fun for a while. Now hear me out, chat. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hades, I think, is our first contender for marriage material. Now hear me out. Okay? Hear me out. He's got a big old circle that basically just commands you to come over and give him a hug. He's got a big old hand that he can go, shh, 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 it's okay. It's okay. He's comforting. He's loyal. He comes to you. He's so dedicated to you that he'll bend the earth itself to come and get you. And out of all of the Greek gods, Hades is maybe the only one who is never unfaithful to his partner. So, like, I think Hades pretty strong contender for marriage material. You know? This is not in alphabetical. It is in release date order, I want to say. I only know that just from the bottom here. You know, Tiamat, Gilgamesh, Morgan, Charybdis. So I'm pretty sure it's in release order. But it is all the way up to Lancelot. Habois. One night stand. He's fun for a little bit. He makes you very, very wet. But he does knock you up. And that's, you know, in certain parts of the country, in certain parts of some countries, that's very difficult to deal with. And I don't think B-Day moment. You do leave that room very, very clean. That is true. Although it is the Yellow River. That is the Yellow River. So, moving Numis up is not cup of mute. No. Hell goes into your parents' favorite for the same reason that Agni does, in that she's psycho, but she's only psycho when you're alone, and she's just the most nicest, humblest, super great person in front of your family, so that none of them have any, worries about you. But as soon as they close that door, she turns to the dark side, and damn, she's terrifying. Psycho hell, better than humble hell. But this isn't a tier list. This is a dateability tier list, you know? Now guys. Kali's got 4 beautiful, strong arms. 2 arms to cuddle you. Another arm to stroke your hair into sleep, into beautiful comfort, and then a 4th arm to grab your ass, because sometimes you just need a little bit of comfort and also a little bit of sexual, reassumption from your partner. She's there to comfort you, and she's also there to give you some confidence. She's also super strong and super organized and really good at dealing with problems. She's nimble. She's a little destructive, but that's a little bit, we don't talk about that part. I think Kali, a move-in machine. I think Kali, totally ready to move in with you. Not quite there in terms of marriage material. Don't leave the knives out in the kitchen for Kali. Well, that's true. Kali walks around with boobs out, S tier. Dateability? Anyway, smash. Yeah, I think Kali's up here in the moving machines, I think you could have a neat little life for a couple years living with Kali. Whether or not that progresses through to marriage, I think isn't something Kali's ready with. She's got some issues to figure out. And I think Odin is very much the same. As Ao Kwang, that is. He's another king. Obviously, the king of Asgard. Very rich, very powerful. Is relatively loyal to his wife. Does still around sometimes. But, again, he's fun. He's very fun. For a while. But he's got to go back to his wife. So it's just a one-night thing. It's just, Odin's only there for one night. He doesn't want to stick around. He has a wife to get back to. He has children that he has to take care of. He's just not in the right place right now to deal, to be committed to his wife. They're having some issues, and Odin really needs to get back to her. Blazy, why is Artemis not in child? He's a child? Artemis is a child? She was portrayed as a girl of the average age of her hunters, around 12 or 13. But yeah, she is portrayed as an adult in the game, though. Which I think is what we're kind of basing this list more on, right? Their interpretations within Smite itself. I'm gonna go with that. Because the alternative is pretty bad. Rara's a chicken, but he's damn hot. He's fun for a while. Healing presence, very warm. Still a chicken, has a bit of an annoying laugh. He's fun for a while, but then the laugh starts to grate on you, and it's just like, nah. If they ain't a child in Smite, they safe. That's the rules. Them's the rules. Sobek, marriage material. Sobek is a loving, protecting, hugging man who just happens to be a crocodile. But if you're into biting, it's not going to be a problem in the bedroom. Because, oh boy, that's Sobek's favorite. This tea's good. Sobek is a crocodile, SSS tier. One thing about Sobek, though, he will lock you in pretty bad. It's true, yeah. You never want to leave. Sobek is really good at just making you never want to leave. He's gonna pull you right back in. He's gonna slow you when you're thinking about leaving. And it's not in a toxic way, It's just in like, yeah, you had a bad fight. You had a bad fight. But Sobek is not ready to give up on this relationship. Jess, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime. Happy 11th birthday. I really appreciate that. Welcome in, Jess. Yeah, you're like, if I wanted to leave, I might not be able to. Yeah, but it's not in a toxic way. Sobek, he's a calm, gentle presence. He might look scary. He's a crocodile. But he's calm. He's soft. And he's well-intentioned. Sun Wukong, definitely a boy, definitely a one-night stand. So definitely sells drugs? I don't know. So technically he'll not let you down until you give in. He's persistent. Sobek for sure persistent. Vamana's a child. Ymir is literally your whole wide world. His body is your land. His tears are your seas. His beards are your forest. And his club is in your cave. You missed marriage material, don't at me. He's cold and he puts up walls. That's true. That's true. No, you're right. Ymir is the best cuddler in these 30-degree temps. Yeah. I think Ymir may be the partner that you remember the most fondly. Like, you look back on the relationship and you're like, yeah, that was a great relationship. But in reality, there were a lot of problems. And you know that he wasn't letting you in the whole time. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think he's your favorite partner to look back on. I think that's fine. Zeus, one night stand. I think we can all agree that Zeus is one night stand. Now, Guan Yu, guys, I think this is marriage material. All right, you tell me what is wrong with Guan Yu. He's healing. He's got a healing presence. He'll dash to you if you're in trouble. He'll even come and pick you up on his horse. Worst date, he's a horse guy. It's like horse girls. Guan Yu loves his horse more than you. That's what's wrong. You know what? Have you seen Guan Yu? He's good with animals. Exactly, Kina. Exactly. He's good with animals. He's a commanding presence. Definitely gonna top you. Definitely gonna top you. But good with animals, a healing presence. I think there's no reason why Guan Yu wouldn't be marriage material. He's giving you it, but he's thinking about the horse. Oh no. I'm painting, but tag me when it's Cthulhu time. I have thoughts. Blaze, you do not look into the camera while telling Guan. Why not? Guan is a one-night stand, in my opinion. I think you're wrong. This is my list. I think you're wrong. Bakasura, literally the worst day ever. He eats all the food at the restaurant, gets bored, wanders around, goes to a different restaurant, eats all the food there. Also eats some of the patrons and some of the staff. And he won't eat you the way that you want to. He ate the waiter too. Yeah, exactly. He ate the waiter. He ate the chef. He ate all the food. He even went into the freezer at the restaurant and ate all the food in there. Worst date. You didn't get to eat anything. You went home hungry. And you're pretty sure Bakasura followed you. And then he did also, like, throw up to make room for more food, Roman style. Yeah. He eats everything and then is like, I don't go down on girls. Sorry. True. When he goes downtown, he uses teeth. Also true. And also, he doesn't do it with his mouth. He does it with his, like, chest mouth. It's a problem. It's a problem. Anha. You know what? I like Anha's chances. I think Anha is a reliable, dependable base. He's, you know, he's a defender. He's a hunter. He'll get you food. If you're ever in need of chocolate, he's gonna go get you some chocolate, right? I mean, he's a lion man, and that's maybe a little weird. You're pretty sure he's just a regular guy, but he's just never taken off the furry costume. Like, he showers in it and everything. You're pretty sure it's like half prosthetics. But he is thick as hell. He jumps like real high. And have you seen the size of his pillar? Enough said. Cupid as a child. Thor. I feel like Thor f***s around, But I feel like Thor's one of those guys who f***s around, who's also like invested in the people he f***s around with, you know? No, Midas. Anna's thighs are thick, but his like ankles are like tiny, for sure. Cause he jumps. Thor is your parents' favorite? Yeah, I feel like it, right? Like, you're dating for a while, he meets your parents a few times, he impresses them with some like stories of his war stories of you know, how many Midgardians he's defeated in battle or whatever. And it, you know, he wins them over with his funny way of talking and his big hammer, and the fact that, you know, one time there was a blackout and he was able to like stick his finger in a plug socket and bring back power in the house for a little while. But it never really clicked for you and Thor emotionally, I don't think. Ares, fun for a while. Same reason as Bastet. I feel like little too into roasting and like fire play for my taste. Thor will literally marry you if you take his hammer. True. Ares is hella kinky. He does love his chains. Yeah, like I said, he's a little too into temp play for me. A little too much fire from Ares. Freya's a hard one, right? Sorry, that was meant to be a cough, not a... Because I feel like Freya, on the one hand, could be worst date because she's just like really f***ing up herself. Like, look at me, I'm Queen of the Valkyries. Aren't I so great? I like control, like the whole Valkyries, and like I'm in charge, and I'm so beautiful. I'm like the most beautiful person on Earth, and in Asgard too, and in Niflheim, and in Muspelheim. And I kind of feel like she's like that, you know? That's the impression that I get of Freya. But she's also really f***ing hot. So it's one of those, like, she might be the worst date ever, but, like, you're probably still gonna go home with her at the end of the night, you know? We have very different impressions of Freya. Okay, go on. One night stand, but several times. Yeah, I'm gonna put her in one night stand. Yeah. Loki's literally the worst date you've ever had. He spends the whole time trying to play pranks on the waiter when he's bringing you food. You know, like, the waiter's just trying to walk over to your table, and Loki, like, puts a little version of him in front of him, you know? And the waiter's like, and drops all the food. It's not great. You, again, like Bakasura, you don't get to eat, and yet Loki only likes to do it from behind. Literally the most fun date you'll ever have. I don't know. I always get the impression that Loki's just a really bad, like, practical joker. Like, he's the god of mischief and trickery, but he's actually really bad at it. I think maybe I get that impression from the minions of Smite, which is, for those of you who don't know, it's like a short series that the Warp Zone made in, like, 2016. And that's the only impression of Loki I've, like, ever had, basically. Freya is more girl boss about it. Like, she might be obnoxious in the way she brags about her gang, but she's very proud of her girls and their achievements together. I feel that. No, I can totally see that. I just feel like it's maybe all she talks about. And I'm all for, like, girl boss and girl power, but, like, have some interests outside of your company, you know? Like, you don't want to be sitting on a date for like 2 hours in a restaurant and all this one person is talking about is their achievements at work, you know? And like how good their coworkers are. I wouldn't date Freya, too high maintenance. Yeah, and then this is what I'm saying. She also just hangs out with them and never gives you time. True. Like, you're like, Freya, we haven't been out in like 3 weeks. And she's like, oh, I know, but I gotta go see the girls tonight. We're having a makeover. Freya, you literally have one of those every other day. I know, but I so need this. That's the impression I get from Freya. Okay, where were we? Yeah, I think Loki's bad at, like, playing pranks. I think he's just a really bad practical joker. Okay, here's gonna be my controversial opinion. Bacchus, your favorite partner. I think similar to Ymir, you always look back on Bacchus as like really fond memories, but that's because in your brain you're like erasing all the times he got really drunk at like family events or work events or even just like on a regular night, and he's like, oh, it's fine, I'm the god of wine, I'm supposed to be drunk. But like, you know it's not okay for him to be drunk all the time, and you get the feeling like he knows it's okay, he just doesn't really know how to move past it yet, you know? Worst date ever? See, I don't feel like it is. Sober ass me would have to carry him home and he would resist. I feel like being drunk on like a first date, not like smashed, but like a little bit tipsy, I feel like that's a vibe, you know, if you're both getting drunk together. Obviously, if you're sitting there sober and they're getting drunk, that's one thing, you know? Being sober with him is doing something wrong. And that's the other thing, right? You're looking back on all these good memories, but then you also remember how bad you fell into alcoholism when you were dating Bacchus, and it's like, yeah, it's not okay. It wasn't okay. But, you know, you do still miss him because he was really kind to you, and he was a lot of fun to be around. Shibalunke doesn't like doing it with the lights on. He's very shy about his body, even though he doesn't wear many clothes. He does always insist that you turn off the lights before you start. He is also a Jaguar man who's like obsessed with cats, and I don't see it. I don't see it. He's kind of hot though. See, here's my thing, right? Because here's the other thing with Expel. He's hot, and he is kind of flexible. You know, he's got some moves. And he probably will tie you up with those bowlers. The flexibility he'd have in bed, though. Yeah, exactly. But I don't think it's the kind of thing you'd, like, only do once, you know? I feel like if you're gonna do Expel, you have to do him a while. So I think Expel would be fun for a while. We'll go with fun for a while. Until he, like, starts opening up a little bit and you realize he likes playing with his balls too much. Yeah, you just realize that you're probably not really compatible. You know, he wants to be running around the jungle all the time, catching things in his bowlers, jumping around, being a Jaguar man. And you're like, can we just have a nice dinner? Like, all I wanted to do is go see the new Star Wars film and then have macaroni cheese. And you are just like, oh, but babe, let's go hunting. It's gonna be such a good hunt tonight if we go. But it's gonna be like wild pigeons. Can you take me to a nice dinner, Blazy? You got it. Expel is Mayan, not Mexican. It's still Hispanic. Or I guess Mayan was probably before Spain and Portugal went there. They still voice him as Hispanic, though. Now, Herc is the man version of Freya you described. You know I'm the strongest man alive. I could lift you and... You know I'm, like, the strongest man alive. I could probably, like, lift you and all your girlfriends, babe. Yeah, no, I'm with you. But he is, like, f***ing hot. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Thea. Hug would break the table while waiting for the order. Where is my food? I need protein for my delts. I don't know why I find that so funny. Absolutely. Yeah, I think Hercules is in the same category as Freya, for sure. Is like, hold on, maybe we have to add one here. Add a row below. It's like bad date. Bad date, but still take them home. You know? You know? And like that's these two right here. They're a bad. Why is this a different color? Bruh. Can this why is it this way? Why is the what? I'm so confused. Change background color. Black. Okay, cool. Fixed. Hello, are we ignoring that he went through like 12 labors? Well, no, I'm sure we'll hear all about it on the date, you know? It's a bad date, but you're still gonna f him at the end. Yeah. Friends with benefits? I feel like that's the fun for a while, you know? Fun for a while is basically the friends with benefits tab. Now, Vulcan. Vulcan is marriage material. Don't f***ing at me. Alright? Look, he's good at fixing things. He's a handyman. He's a strong handyman. He's got a thick beard that just you could get lost in for hours. And he has a sense of parental responsibility, you know? He looks after Jimothy like it's his son. And yeah, it is a little weird that he cares that much for a turret, but you know, when it's time for you two to settle down and reproduce, he is going to love and care for that child just as much, if not more, than he will for his machines. Mainly because he's gonna, like, raise them to help him make and maintain those machines, but still a good dad. He'll care more about the turret than you? No. Vulcan will make good spaghetti that your mom won't forget. That's amore. Definitely your parents' favorite. I think Vulcan's marriage material, and nothing you guys can say will change my mind. Neith as well, I think is a move-in machine. Alright? I think... Look, here's my thing. I think Neith... Vulcan is bold. What's wrong with people being bold? Some people really rock the bold look. Thank you, Midas. I don't think being bold should count for anything. Your kids will be bold. But the beards that they'll have. Oh, worth it. Fair point, Blad. Bold. No. Incorrect. I think Neith is a move-in machine, and here is why. Neith, first off, you know, Neith is super flexible, a gymnast. You've seen her backflip. She's super great. She's fun. She's bubbly. She seems like she's got good, like, stories and conversation pieces. You get the feeling that she would really entertain the family, and you feel like you'd be together a long time. But here's the thing with Neith. She really, really keeps things at a distance, you know? And you always get the feeling she's talking to somebody else really far away. But you can't quite figure out who. But you keep seeing her sending these long-ranged messages. And I just don't think it's going to work out in the end. I don't think she's ready to fully settle down. Neith will dress as a nurse. I don't know that that's a selling point. Neith will search for you across the world if you get lost and are in danger. That's also true. Yeah. But I just don't think Neith is the kind of person to get married. I don't know. You know? Like, there's just something about Neith that makes me think twice when wanting to marry Neith. And that, I think, is just unfortunate. Poseidon. Don't execute me. Here's my rationale. Alright? He stinks like a fish man. He talks like a fish man. He acts like a fish man. He is a fish man. He's a fish man. Poseidon is a stinky fish man. And he goes at the top of the worst dates. he's like the best worst date you've ever had, because he's still like a gentleman, and he's nice. He knows all the best places to like eat, but he won't eat seafood, and he is adamantly against anyone or anything that does eat seafood, and will strictly ban you from going to any seafood restaurants. And also, yeah, his idea of taking a shower is just going into the ocean. It's water, babe. It makes you clean. That's his rationale. And have you seen the length of his beard? Like, it's cool, but like even a week without a shower and that thing's gonna be like messy and filled with kelp. No. Don't date this stinky fish man. Aphrodite. Bad date, but still take them home. I think she'll have the same problem as Hercules. Don't you know I'm like the goddess of love? I like love you so much. And like, I think we're gonna be so perfect for each other. And I know we just met like 2 minutes ago, but I'm just really loving the vibe. And do you wanna like, I don't know, move in together and get married? Because I like love you so much. Don't you love me? If you don't love me, I'll send my son around to your house to shoot you with an arrow to make you love me. You know? You know? I feel like that's pretty accurate. Yeah. And I'm gonna put Apollo in this category as well. You know? Like... No. No, you know what? I think Apollo goes somewhere in these three. Right? Because think about it. He's an artist. He's a musician. Right? So he's going to be like singing you all these love songs and stuff. And it's going to be sweet to begin with. For a while. Until it's like every night. And it's like, okay, we get it. You can sing. Can we just watch Harry Potter, please? He's a big music fan. For sure. Loves all the classics, prefers vinyl, and does kind of look down on you for the fact that you don't only listen to music on vinyl, because it's like better quality, and he really doesn't understand how you don't get that buying Jaws for him on CD, the Jaws soundtrack, isn't the same as buying him the Jaws soundtrack on vinyl, because it just doesn't sound the same, and you don't understand! But he's fun for a while. You get to go on some really cool dates, you know, shooting across a chariot in the sky, drawn by horses. Like, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool thing to do. But equally, I think, yeah, I gotta agree with you, Kitty. I think this is a parent's favorite. I think Apollo, fun for a while, has some neat aspects, but at the end of the day, not really gonna be sticking it out. Naja as a child. Fenrir? You better believe that's a one-night stand. And you're only doing it, doggy. Iset, literally the goddess of magic, but she's really quiet about it. Like, she is like, she just doesn't like talking much at all. She'll silence you if you like get into a fight. She's one of those people who's just gonna like go shut up and then leave, you know. I think Iset would be fun for a while, not someone you would want to date. Like, yes, the nights would be magical and the days would be fun, but you can never have a serious conversation with Iset, because as soon as she starts losing a conversation, she's just gonna an argument, she's just going to shush you and then leave, right? That's fine. Now Athena, marriage potential. Point number 1, look at that shield. Point number 2, she's got a bigger spear than you do. Point number 3, she's gonna protect the out of you and tease the out of your enemies, right? If anyone tries to with you, she's gonna taunt the out of them, right? Point number 5, mummy. Point number 6, mummy. Kronos. Okay, in my last ranking of gods in dateability, I put Kronos at perfect date tier because I postured he would just rewind the date every single time something went wrong until he got it right. And I think that's going to work for a long time until you finally get to that, like, point of the relationship where you realize that no matter what he changes in the past, it's never going to make you want to marry him. But he's a really sweet guy, and you know that he's breaking, like, so many laws by going back in time just to fix whatever he did. But at the end of the day, you just can't settle down with someone like that. No matter how much he changes things, he's still old. He's also, like, half robot. But, you know, that's kind of appealing in a way. It's got its own charm. Chang'e, you'd have a good time living with him, but it would become a very boring routine. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. And it would become a routine. It would become a routine. You realize you love each other in a non-romantic way. Yeah, like you'll always remember the good times, you know? Chang'e. Chang'e has taken, she would call the cops. We're ignoring Hou-Yi in this equation right now. I think Chang'e, I don't know. I think Chang'e's kind of in a worst date ever. Because think about it, she doesn't speak. Chang'e doesn't speak. She can't speak. The only words she ever says are about Hou-Yi, Kek, the rest is bunny. But Chang'e doesn't speak. It's the bunny that speaks. So it would be like having a date with like an international representative who always has their translator follow them around, right? You guys remember Friends? You remember when Monica did that and it got very awkward very quick? I think if you're smashing, does the bunny do the sounds for her? In a modern world, she could sign? That's true. I hadn't considered that. I hadn't considered signing. I completely forgot. Chang'e throwing up gang sign. I think the fact that signing is a thing literally elevates Chang'e from worst day ever to your favorite partner. Because think about it, right? You look back on Chang'e and you're like, damn, we had some great times. I wonder why that didn't work out. And it's because, you know, maybe it was just too hard. Or maybe she was just too into her rabbit. Or maybe she met Hou-Yi and they went off and got together. And that's... Sometimes people just fall out of love. And that's okay. She took you out on a moonlit picnic and you danced under the moonlight. Yeah, that sounds fucking awesome. I feel like dating Tyr would be like dating a cop. Right? Because he's the law of justice. The god of law and justice. Sorry. So... it's one of those things, right, where if the cop is always talking about their job, it's like the first few nights, that's pretty cool, you know? But yeah, as we know, cops think they're above the law. Tyr is more like a vigilante than cops. I don't know about all that. I feel like Ola is more of the vigilante. What up, C-Host? This is a dateability tier list. I think it would be fun to date him at the start, but once he's used up all of his good stories, it's kind of like, well, okay. But your parents really do love that you were dating a cop, and, you know, he was getting good money, he has a sensible job, he's a sensible person, it's a very adult thing. You know? If you ever told him you did illegal drugs in your youth, he'd be like, oh, well, that's illegal. Yeah, I could put you in jail for that, you know. Yeah, no, I feel, yeah, he's kind of like a buzzkill. I feel like, for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna put Tyr in your parents' favorite. I think your parents really enjoyed the idea that you were dating a police officer. But at the end of the day, there just wasn't sparks between you and Tyr. It was fun for a while. Your parents really loved him, but it wasn't really ever there for you two. Zhongkui's marriage material, and here's why. Step 1. Daddy. Step 2. He's a painter. And, like, he could probably paint you some incredible... Like, it's got Leonardo da Vinci... Leonardo DiCaprio from Titanic vibes, you know? In that, like... Oh, yeah, he's gonna paint you like one of his French boys. But, like, nipple ring daddy? So, yeah, step 3. Nipple ring. Obviously. And also, how cool would it be to be married to a literal f***ing Ghostbuster? Like, come on. Come on, guys. He's got a cool job that's gonna provide secure work for your family. Your parents are gonna love him. They're always gonna, you know, mention at Christmas that, oh, you know, he could stand to lose a few pounds, but he's just gonna chuckle it off because he's, you know, while he's quite serious, he can also joke about and have a good time. And boy, does he pop off at the Christmas parties and Halloween parties. One time he came dressed as Neith, and everyone just went crazy for it. And then another year at Halloween, he came dressed as Bob Ross, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, Zhong, this is so perfect for you. All you needed was the afro all along." Zhongkuei f***ing rocks. The Zhonga will exercise the donga out of you. He was also very comfortable in his body. Absolutely. Zhong is a no-no for me. Well, sounds like you're just wrong. Thanatos, the worst day ever. You'll be halfway through dinner and he'll be like, "Oh, sorry, babe. I gotta go. Somebody just died. I gotta go reap their soul." And like, he'll get back, sit down, pick up the fork to go for his appetizer while you're halfway through dessert. And he's like, "Ah, shit, I gotta go again. Somebody else just died." He's too committed to his work. And not only is the time you do spend together only dedicated to him talking about his work, but also, he's kind of just a hitman, but like a legal hitman, you know? Do you really want to be dating a hitman? No. I'd gladly get stood up because I'd listen to his excuses with that godly voice. He does have a godlike voice, but I don't know. I don't want him to show me his scythe. Where's the in jail section? It's like dating a very non-heroic and morally complicated doctor. Exactly. Exactly. And he also always wears this like porcelain mask. You don't actually know what Thanatos looks like. He doesn't take off the mask, even in the bedroom. Let that sink in. Mercury finishes really fast. Sorry, Mercury. Humbats is a monkey man. But he does have a big totem that you are going to be scared of. My death pager went off. You know, I gotta go, babe. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, monkey. Same with a Muzenkab. Too many bees. Humbats is a child? Is he? He has the mental capacity of one. That's fair. Literally children. He likes bucket helmets. Bucket helmets are top tier. Who? Humbats? Bats will always have bananas to share though. No. Yeah. I'm gonna agree with you. Nuwa is marriage material. No. I disagree. I actually would put Nuwa in move-in machine. Because, right, and hear me out, okay? Yes, she's a protector. Yes, she is in control of all 5 elements of the earth. And is, you know, is very kind, very patient. But Nuwa is literally the protector of heaven. And do you know how often she has to be at work to help process through people? She basically never leaves. She's like a jailer, but like 24/7 jailer, right? Because she has to monitor every single person who comes in or out of heaven and be like, She is mommy, though. But I just don't think she has the time. You know, it would be one of those housing situations where, yes, you live together, but like she's always coming home when you're leaving, and when you're at home, she's never there. You know? She's on her phone constantly swiping left and right. Who gets to go into heaven? Fucking perfect description. Yes. Absolutely. So that, yeah, that's that. Chuck, I think Chuck would be a bad date. I'm sorry, guys. I think Chuck would be a bad date, but I would still definitely take him home. Yeah, Chuck you definitely bring back home. But then you take him home and, you know, you do the do. And after he finishes, it just starts raining. All your sheets are now soaked. Your bed is now soaked. Your rug is now soaked. All your clothes are wet. We felt like Humbats counted as a child. Mental capacity of 1. Yeah. Yeah, I think Chuck bad date, but still take home. But that's it. I don't know why I feel like Chuck would start crying during sex and you'd have to console him for the rest of the night. Yeah, I can kind of see it. Yeah, I can kind of see it. Listen, Geb is marriage material if you're a hippie. Geb is the earth, and so if you marry Geb, you're just like one of those guys like, yo, I'm married to the earth. And like, we're in a long distance relationship, but I see her every day. You know? You know? And I just don't think that Geb is the kind of thing you want to commit to. Geb is always hard for you. Best partner for someone asexual. True. True. I feel like Geb goes in favorite partner place. Would you go outside and stick your in dirt? Didn't think so. It's not always about sex. It's not always about sex, and I feel like you and Geb would have some great times. For example, you're always riding Geb. Think about it. Even when you're with any of these other people, you are constantly riding Geb. Because Geb's the earth, baby. Think about it that way. He always lift you to give you the best views of life. It's true, but you also have to share him with 8 billion other people. I don't think it's it, you know? Geb isn't ready to settle down with you. Nemesis? Fun for a while. Enough said. Scylla's literally a child. Ola is a vigilante. I feel like he only ever goes on about it. And you can never introduce him to your parents in case they recognize him. Mommy. Guys, it's fine. Nemesis' favorite partner? Not fair. Oh my god, Nemesis. All right, okay, all right. Hold on. All right, come on, chat. Make your arguments for Nemesis. Go on. Kumba's really cute, but he literally puts you to sleep. Nem in the Step on Me? Yeah. Yeah, she's in the fun for a while category. I don't understand the problem. Look at her hips. I'm considering the hips. The hips have been considered. You wake up the next morning after being with Nem and you can't walk. She 100% begs you? Oh. Fun for a while, it's good, but she's mommy, yeah? Yeah, no, she's mommy. I would fall in love with Nem because she would like me for who I am and not how I look. Yeah, but she's also super guarded. She's always talking about justice. She's basically a judge, right? It's gonna be really difficult for you to get a word in edgeways, because also you gotta consider, if you do anything bad, like even minorly illegal, Nemesis is gonna take your ass to court. And that's just not, you know? That just jumpstarts the bedroom lazy. God f***ing damn it. Judge Nem could sentence me to a life sentence serving her. You guys are down f***ing horrendous today. Oh my god. Osiris is great. He doesn't have a but if you're not into sex, he's pretty neat. But he's kind of hollow. Yeah. I also feel like he's a corpse, right? He's literally a walking corpse. Yeah, he's just, are we considering skins? No. Base skin only. He'd be very stoic. Yeah, and he'd also stink and have flies following him around and probably loose bits of skin. Like, Osiris can be inside me all the time and I wouldn't know. Oh no. Yeah, like you shut the door because you've just had a heated argument and you need some like space, and Osiris just walks through the wall and he's like, babe, we can't just stop talking about this. Don't walk away from me when I'm trying to talk to you. You know? Osiris looks like the guy that doesn't use deodorant because it's not natural, man. Oh gosh, I'm nearly out of tea. This is the last cup. How do people not get bothered by their own smell? I stink right now. Sucks to be... Sucks to be you. If you can smell yourself, others can smell. Oh yeah, for sure. But it's fine. It's not like I'm anyone's problem. Giannis is a robot. Same problem as Osiris too. You can never get any space from him. But he can get you into places for free because you just like go in through the portal, you know? So it's like the date's pretty good, but you don't really want to go any further than the date, you know? So he's going to go in the worst date ever, but like high tier, you know? Had some super cute guy who I didn't take home because he smelled like he came out of an Italian front trench from WW1. Nice. Giannis portals my ass. Giannis is like a sex toy, right? Because he can make you be able to f yourself in many different ways. But he himself is not autonomous. So you have to tell him what you want him to do, and it just means he's never going to take priority. And that's just not great. Rama top tier, parents favorite. Yeah, I think that tracks. Yeah, I think Rama's a little vanilla, right? He's a little bit vanilla. You know, all of his stuff is just like bow, more bow, and then like bow from the sky. He's a smurf. Look, we don't discriminate. He can be blue. That's fine. He can be blue, he can be brown, he can be violet sky. You know, he can be half full, he can be purple, he can be anything that you like. Or anything that he likes, I guess. He's blue, dabba dee dabba die. Also, he's hot. Have you seen the fact that he can just jump into the sky and hover there? That's pretty cool. He also tells a lot of neat stories, but again, similar to Chicken, annoying laugh. But has fun stories for your parents. They like him. They always complain to you. They're like, Blazy, why didn't you stay with that nice Rama fellow? You know, he was secure. He was a stable job. Avatar of Vishnu. Like, what more could you possibly want from a relationship? You threw that away for some one-time fling with a dog man person. And what did he do? He just ate your hand and ran away. And started the end of the world. Everyone else. Rama, ha. I feel like Serket, I'm gonna go with Serket being dangerous, and that's gonna be exciting like once, maybe twice. But at the end of the day, you know, if you keep f***ing Serket, you're gonna end up getting stung and f***ing die. So you have to break it off with Serket. But she's fun for a while, for sure. Kabrakan. I think Kabrakan's got a bad date. She'll threaten you with her stinger as a dom thing. I can see that. You're pile driving her and she definitely tries to put that tail in your ass. Oh no. I feel like Kabrakan is really angry all the time. He's gonna be really short with you at the restaurant. He's gonna be rude to the waiter. He's gonna order something completely f***ing stupid. And then he's gonna be really mad that you don't want to take him home. Just don't date this weird rock man. Sylvanas is really old, but that doesn't make him bad. It just makes him experienced. The guy communes with nature. He plays the pan flutes. Definitely hasn't showered in a long time and is way too attached to this tree that he's convinced is talking to him. But it's just a tree, and like, you're pretty sure he's high and he just like wandered off into the woods, and yeah, he just came back with like antlers in his hair and like a grass skirt, and just don't. Maybe call someone. Call someone for help when you see Sylvanas. Nox is gonna dom you like no other mummy has. She's dependable. She's quiet. She likes a nice candlelit dinner. I do feel like maybe she's a bit restrictive. Your parents probably don't like her very much. And you probably will get bored of her, A, only ever wanting to do it in the dark, B, always telling you to shut up when you have a fight, and C, telling you to go sit in the naughty quiet corner and stay there until you think about what you've done. Right? Fun for a while, not what you want for a partner. She'll drip wax on you. What up, Gooeyes? Yeah, probably. But yeah, I don't... She doesn't have a sense of humor at all. Also true. Yeah, also true. I feel like, yeah, Nox, literally, her combo in-game is telling you to go sit on the quiet step and, like, making you stay there. And that's great for, like, a parent, I guess. Not, like, a super effective parenting technique. But, yeah, also, she's kind of toxic. You don't want that. Kukulkan's literally a snake, man. I'm, like, he's not literally a child, but he is literally a snake. So, he goes in the literally a snake category. Yeah. Nox is defo in the Drake Stella tier. Owilix. Fun for a while, way too into her cat. But she's an expert at writing. Wheelix's move in? I don't know about all that. I don't think so. I think she's got the same problem as Sylvanas and Osiris in that she definitely doesn't shower. She definitely doesn't shower. She insists on taking Suku everywhere. And just like Shibalanke, you're just trying to enjoy Spider-Man. And she's like, babe, like, I know, like, you wanted to order pizza today, but, like, I could just, like, step outside and probably, like, hunt us some, like, boar. And it will be, like, way better than pizza. You know? Okay, she's a 10, but she doesn't shower. She's a 2, but that's a 2. If you move in, you'll end up in a garage because her giant cat will take your spot. It's true. She'll always cuddle Suku over you. And that's just... yeah, you don't f***ing want that. She doesn't shower, but she takes baths. I don't know that I want to know what you mean by that. Moving on. Ho Yi. I think Ho Yi's in your parents' favorite. I think he's like Chung'e in that you'll have a great time together while you're together. He's got a lot of nice things to say. He's very good with a bow, very accurate. But one day, he just, you know, meets Chung'e on the street and falls for her. And, you know, sometimes you can't help that. Some people are just destined to be together. Definitely a parent pleaser. Baths with asterisks, like sparkly... baths. Oh, cat bath. Oh, I see. No. No. Bologna. Definitely fun. Definitely mummy. Way too combative, always picking a fight, but she always says it's just a joke, but like you can tell she actually like just wants to fight you on every little thing you say. There's always an argument with Bologna, and you just sometimes you just don't want that, you know. Ho is a simp. He will do anything you say for you. Yeah, and that's not what you want. That's not a good partner. Medusa's a snake lady. Probably bad date. You can't like look at her, and she's a snake, so don't take her home. That's bestiality. Bad date. Turns the waiter to stone. Posh is a corpse man. He takes his corpses. Don't date this corpse man. Ratatoskr is a child. Raven. Now chat. I'm not into butt stuff. But Raven. Raven? He'll fist you any day. Me. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Fun for a while, but yeah, he drinks Stella. Kepri is a beetle. Literal dung beetle who rolls the sun through your apartment every other day. Your apartment catches fire. It's the sun. Bad date. Great dude. Bad date. Not the kind of guy you want to date. Not really a dateable guy. Good guy. Don't get me wrong. Great guy. He's super intelligent, Thea. And you would have such deep, interesting philosophical conversations with Kepri. But think about it. He wouldn't be able to fit in the door at the restaurant. You would try to go on a walk. And like, you know, he's a beetle. He's a giant beetle. You would never see him at night. So no nighttime cuddles. Because, you know, at night, he's taking the sun underneath the earth. So that Ra can pick it up. Right? He's also, you know, he's an employee of Ra. At like Sun Movers Co. But he doesn't have the ambition to ever move up. You know, Kepri's been in the same job for the past like 6,000 years. And he's happy with that. You know, he doesn't have any ambition, does Kepri? And combined with everything else, I just think he would end up bringing you down in the long run. But you're right. He's a great uncle figure that you meet in a bookstore. Yeah, absolutely. Jing Chen is just angry all the time, and he has a stomach face. I think same as Kabrakan. I think he's just angry at the waiter. I don't know that he's gonna be a great date. Sol, literally on fire. Can't take her anywhere. She will set whatever she's near on fire. I love you, Sol, but you're the worst date, and I'm still gonna take you home. I think it'd be worth it. Sol is aggressive, but a bad kind. Yeah, also true. Chiron is a horse, but he does also have a horse's cock. True. He's also really intelligent, very studious, a great teacher. I think Chiron's good. We like Chiron. Yeah, I think we rate Chiron here. I think, yeah, you'd feel safe with Chiron. You'd be able to have so many nice, interesting conversations with Chiron. He'd be able to teach you so many things. He's got so many stories of like people he's trained. Sometimes he does get a little bit too, oh yes, I trained Jason, Jason and the Argonauts. Yes, we know, Chiron, you told me already. Oh, what about Hercules? Did I tell you that I trained Hercules? Yes. Or what about Achilles? That kind of vibe. And that's why you break up in the end, because he kind of runs out of stories. And you realize that he can be a little bit annoying. It's also difficult having to outfit your whole house to be horse accessible, just for the few times that he comes over. I'm not gonna levy that with a response. Amaterasu's a wife. She's my wife. I love her. She is everything a wife should be. That being whatever she wants to be. And I feel like Amaterasu would have that. She's had a rough checkered past, There was one time she locked herself away in a cave because she was depressed. But she got through it. She's strong. She's independent. She'll cuddle you. She's beautiful. She's wonderful. She glows like the sun, and she'll make you see the best parts in yourself. She'll bring out those parts, she'll nurture them, and she'll make you a better person. Amaterasu, marriage material. I would look at her mirror during talks a tad bit too often. I don't know that she's that self-absorbed. I think the mirror is just representative of the sunlight she brings and the introspection she would bring to any relationship. She makes you look within yourself, and that's a respectable quality. Raijin is the drummer boyfriend you had at college. He's fun. He's super, good at drums. But after college, you realize you need someone who's a little bit more mature and has a little bit more to offer than just is a good drummer and wants to be famous in a drum band one day. Scotty is like a Willix, but she has a dog, instantly making her a move-in machine for the dog. That is all. Jingwei is a child. Susanoo. Goddamn. Susanoo's hard. He's definitely top tier, for sure. Yeah, no, I gotta agree with you, Midas. He's in the same tier as his sister. He is, he's a bit more of a prankster. He's a little bit more mischievous, but it gives him that roguish charm that his Ronin looks give him. He's exciting, he's fun to be around, but he's also calm and introspective. Like a storm, he can be calm, but he can also be passionate and filled with love. And also, who doesn't want to cuddle with someone with control of the wind? Just think about it. He controls the wind, you're cuddling, he just wicks away any sweat. Perfect moisture and temperature control. It's just Beautiful. Marry both at the same time. Fafnir is a weird dragon man, obsessed with money. So obsessed with money, in fact, that it turns him into an acid-spewing dragon. He is frugal to a fault. He will make you pay for the restaurant, or he'll take you to the cheapest place he knows because it will save money. And while your bank account might thank him, it's a bad date. It's a bad time. And if you piss him off, he's gonna turn into a dragon. I feel like in this world, he'd be a crypto boy. Yeah, I see that. I see that for sure. Absolutely. And then mansplain it to you every single time. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. Terror is marriage material. Don't f***ing at me. Reason 1, mommy. Reason 2, mommy. Reason 3, mommy. Enough said. Izanami's a corpse lady. Kamazots is a literal bat. While not a literal child, just like Kukulkan, he is a literal bat. Kukulkan is a literal noodle. He's a literal bat. They're in the literally children category. I'm going to change this to literally children and animals. Literally children and animals category. Yep. Thoth is a bird. A super intelligent bird. A super smart bird. Very annoying bird. A very intelligent, smart, annoying bird. I think he's fun for a while. Thoth just reads and would spend the day reading the menu and critiquing the writing. Parents' favorite. I think, yeah, I gotta agree with Thea. I think this is a parent's favorite, right? You kind of get bored of how he overanalyzes every piece of writing he comes across, even if it is just a McDonald's menu. But your parents love how studious he is, how, you know, well kept he is. He's just got professor vibes. Yeah. And he, like, you know, he teaches them fun facts. He's like, did you guys know that in ancient Egypt, the pyramids were built by... which they later told everyone was the slaves. But in fact, and do remember, it was actually the... and they would be super interested by that. Yeah, he also went to a really good school. Discuss history with your dad. Yeah, for sure. You would catch them talking about, like, the Odyssey. Nike, marriage material. Don't at me. Nike, marriage material. Step 1, mommy. Step 2, literally a protector. She doesn't have the same responsibilities as Nuwa has, right? Let's not get this wrong. She's a sentinel, right? Which basically means she's a guard. She's really good at protecting people. She's strong as hell. Could literally twist your f***ing skull off with her thighs. She's also... she just always wins. Well, would that get annoying? You could never win a fight against Nike, right? And I'm not talking physical fights. I'm talking just like if you got into an argument, she would always have a need to be right. Damn it. Did I just talk myself out of giving Nike marriage material? I think I did. That's fine. Morrigan can be anything that you want her to be, but she also lacks kind of her own identity, and she's a little, like, not really comfortable in her own skin. One time, she transforms into you in the bedroom, so... yeah, that... nah. Kuzumbo, daddy. Cernanos is a weird goat man, and for the same reason that we put Sylvanas, Poseidon, Chuck, and Cabrakan, and Medusa in the worst day ever category, Cernanos goes in there too. He's a weird goat man, and yeah. Ganesh would let no obstacles stand in the way of your marriage. Greg, hello, welcome in. Hello, Raiders. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Hello. We're ranking all of the gods and how dateable they would be. We're nearly at the end of the list, so feel free to give in your input. What up, Lauren? We heard you're making a tier list. Yes, sir. I saw a tier list and so had to join. Welcome to the Smite dateability tier list. We're ranking all the gods in terms of dateability. Hello, Hildehard. Welcome in. Hello. How are you doing today? Welcome to my little corner of the internet. Nike is awarding herself with laurels for every win she gets. I bet you she'd be reminding you of how many she has. And I also feel like she'd be like, you know, you really should have won that. I would have won that. And I'm kind of like, you should have won that fight. You know, you've been around me long enough to know that I'm not really super down with losing. And, you know, she gets way too competitive when you're trying to go on a double date and just play Scrabble with the other two people. You know, she gets really into it to the point where it's not fun for anyone anymore. And yeah, so I think that's why Nike ends up in fun for a while. Hilda, thank you very much for becoming a podling. Welcome to the chorus. Our rationality with Kepri, Greg, is the fact that it would be very difficult to date him. He'd be way too big to fit into any of the places you'd want to go. He's away for like all the time, you know. You never get to cuddle at night because he's pushing the sun underneath the ground. He never wants to move up at work. He's been pushing the sun underground. That's been his position in the company for like the last 3,000, 4,000 years. And he doesn't really have any ambitions beyond that. And you kind of need someone who's going to push you to be better. And you don't feel like Kepri will. Daji is going to be fun for a while, but goddamn, you're going to end up with cuts and bruises. Kakulin, bad date. Gets way too angry at the waiter, hulks out, destroys the whole restaurant. I want to put RTO in literally children and animals category because RTO, but something also tells me that she would be pretty, like, similar to everybody else. So for that reason, she's going to go in worst date ever. For the same reasons as Morrigan, Sylvanas, Cabrakan, Cernanos, and Medusa and Arachne, is that she doesn't shower and she's a weird bear lady. Hooking out could be fun in bed, true. Why is Ymir so high? I need an explanation. Ymir was your favorite partner. You know, you look back on all the times that you had with Ymir. He was interesting, he was funny, he was supportive. But then you start to remember why you broke up. He always had his walls up. He could be very cold, very defensive. He never really let you in to where he wants to be. You know? He would get sad and he'd be like, I just need to deal with this by myself. You know? And it's unfortunate. He just needed to go away and work on himself for a bit. But that doesn't diminish the great times you had together. Hachiman is a warrior through and through. And he would be super interesting for a little while. But I think like a lot of other warriors on this list, I think Hachiman would be a good one-night stand. But maybe that's about it. Same with Discordia. I feel like Discordia would be fun for a while. But like every date you go on, she tries to play pranks on people. And it's funny. Don't get me wrong. It is funny to watch her with people. But it's every time. And it gets to the point where you're like, well, I don't want to introduce her to my friends. Because she's going to start with them and making fun of them. But like when we're alone. And I just don't really want Discordia to come between me and the homies. We love Cerberus, but he's literally a dog. No man part of Cerberus, literally a dog. Not like Fenrir, who is a dog man, literally a dog, and also a snake. In fact, he's 3 dogs and a snake. That's a lot of animal. Discordia is up for all the drama. Absolutely. Yeah. Though he's cold, and if he don't want to talk, he'll just make a literal wall between you two. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Achilles, one night stand. You him. It was fun. He tells you he's invincible. Cool. That's neat, I guess. Oh, what? If I touch your heel, you'll... Wow! That's the wrong button, but that worked so well. We all know his weak spot in bed is the heel, and he doesn't stop going on about it. Chatterbog is a literal demon from hell. Bad date. He's a literal demon from hell. Baron Samedi, though, he knows all the best places to go clubbing. And similarly to Bacchus, you know that you're drinking way too much when you're out with Baron, but you're having such a good time that you don't really care until you wake up for the 12th night in a row, the 12th morning in a row, just completely blitzed and hungover. He wakes up perfectly refreshed and fine, offers you a Bloody Mary, and you're like, we can't keep doing this. We're tearing ourselves apart. We can't. This is too much, Baron, and you have to realize this is too much, right? How old are you? We can't keep partying like we're 18. Okay, we gotta grow up. And he's like, nah, baby, I got the party to maintain. And then he like leaves, because you don't want to drink with her anymore. And that's Baron. He's run for a while. Isn't Baron another dead body though? I always thought he was like a voodoo man, not a corpse. I thought he was just like a dude who's got friends on the other side. I never saw Baron as a corpse man, but maybe that's just my interpretation. Pele is hot as hell, and oh boy, is she going to make you erupt. She's also like really good at sailing. Like really, like interestingly good at sailing. She's super good with people. Weirdly enough, she does have a temper, but she doesn't really let that fly at you, right? When Pele gets angry, she goes and like spins into a wall, right? And then like shoots off some lightning from her hands. But you guys had some great times together. Pele, bad date, bad timing for her. She can come back for a redo in 5 months. That's fair. That's when she's cooled off a little bit. And that's the thing with Pele, right? Is that like, yes, she was never like, she never hit you, and you knew that she was never going to, but there was still a lot of violence and anger in that relationship that you just needed to get away from. That doesn't make her a bad person. She just needs to work on herself a little bit. Hera is a literal queen of Zeus. She's been cheated on all her f***ing life, and she's ready for a change. But it also means she's just not ready to trust just yet. She's just here for a good time. She wants to get back at her husband. That's about it. That's all you get. King Arthur, though, is gonna go in the move-in machine. Arthur, committed man. He'll come in, fall in love with you, make you feel like his queen, make you his queen, in fact. But he's also the king of Camelot. And you know that's truly too much for what you need. But he will make you your queen. His queen. So yeah, you're right, Kuis. Marriage material. But I feel like it's marriage into divorce. With Arthur. That's just a personal take. King of Camelot. God damn it. Alright, we're getting into the final stretch here. New tier required. Marriage but divorced. I feel like it's too late to add a divorce tier. So this is where we're at. This is where we're at, okay? Merlin, I think Merlin's in marriage material too. He's just a grand wizard. He can see into the future, and he knows that you guys are perfect and end up together. Think about it. Why would Merlin date someone when there's no future? He knows. He knows. Yorma's a literal snake. Horus is a birdman, but he's a protective birdman. A little too protective for you, though, but your parents loved that for you. They loved that he was such a secure, son of a very rich, very powerful man. And they loved that security for you, but you didn't really like it so much. It was the same with Set, to a lesser degree. They didn't like Set as much, but they thought he was neat. They found it kind of weird that you dated brothers at different times, but they understood, the appeal. Set was a bit more of a bad boy. But you eventually grew out of it. He was fun for a while. Oleron, marriage material. I think Oleron is definitely marriage material. Here's why. Step number 1, he float. Step number 2, I can't think of a valid number 2, but trust me, he's... I think Oleron would make good marriage material because he's patient, he's a healing presence, we know that. He float, he marry. He's a healing presence, we know that, and he's not afraid to slow things down, you know? But he will always bring them back up. He's not one of those people who's like, we gotta slow things down, and that actually means he's gonna break up with you. It's just a case of, things are getting a little too intense right now, let's, you know, calm down, slow, relax, and then we'll get back into it. We'll let clearer heads prevail. Right? And that's why I think Oleron has good marriage material. Persephone... Oleron would put you in a temporal space, slow down, and when he loses an argument to find an answer to get one over on you. I don't know. He doesn't strike me as that kind of a person. You know? I don't get that vibe from Oleron. Now, Persephone, on the other hand, I'm conflicted on Persephone. I feel like she goes into favorite partner, right? She's loyal, she's interesting, she is the the daughter of the goddess of seasons. She does have a weird obsession with death and pomegranates, but she's really nice. It's only when you look back on the relationship after the fact that you realize she spent way more time in her garden than in your garden, if you get what I mean. Umoja, mommy. Same reasons as Oleron. Persephone is marriage material. She would be gardening for great veggies to eat with you. I don't know. I don't get what you mean. Can you explain? No. This has to go on YouTube. No in-depth explanations. If you want an in-depth explanation, head on over to the Discord, which you can find the link to right there in chat. And we can talk about it all night. Heimdall. Heimdall. Heimdall is a move-in machine. I think Heimdall is all-seeing. I think Heimdall is able to get you into any place you like, which means you never have to pay for tickets to concerts, and going on holiday is a cinch with Heimdall. Exactly, Greg. Exactly. But equally, he knows all. He sees all. Which means no matter what you do, if you just want some private time away from your boyfriend, Heimdall isn't gonna... You don't get that with Heimdall. And if you lose an argument with Heimdall, and it's a particularly intense one, he can just walk away into a different realm. Or worse, send you through a different realm. You don't want to go through different realms right now, Heimdall. You want to discuss why he didn't wash the dishwasher, like you asked him to before you came back. All he had to do was empty it. It was already all clean. He just had to dry it and put it away. But no. Wash the dishwasher, goddammit. Mulan. Mulan is great, and she's fun for a while, but she doesn't know who she is yet. You know? She dressed up as a man for, like, multiple years to fight in the army, and it's left her a little bit confused about who she is and who she wants to be, and that's okay. But right now, you need someone who's a little bit more stable, and you need her to figure out what she wants and who she wants to be before you can really give her all you want. And all you can. Baba Yaga. For the same reason as everybody else, she goes in the worst day ever category. This is a woods-dwelling, old, crazy woman who probably hasn't showered in a long time. And she also, as a hag, eats children. That's canon. Baba Yaga is a cannibal who eats small children by cooking them in her pot. She has a free house, though, with legs. What, you want to be in the shower when suddenly, whoa, earthquake? No, honey, I'm just moving the house into a different part of the woods because the cops are closing in on us, and I don't want to get caught. Free real estate. It's free real estate. True. All right, somebody at Kitty, it's Cthulhu time, and I want to hear her thoughts. So we'll skip Cthulhu until Kitty gets here because she was very adamant that she wanted input on Cthulhu. So we're going to go with Tsukiyomi. I think Tsukiyomi, he still wants to be a ninja. Like, he never really grew out of that phase when he was 14, where he just, like, wanted to be a ninja really bad. And that's kind of all he ever talks about. He comes to your date in, like, a ninja mask and, like, drops from the ceiling to, like, surprise you. But you knew he was there. You saw him crawl, like, you saw him get into the restaurant, like, crawl up the wall, and then, like, you know? And yeah, also he's a massive weeb, right? You know, in Tsukiyomi's room, it is wall-to-wall body pillows. He keeps trying to get crowds to floss. It's really strange. It's true. And every time you have a conversation, he somehow steers it back to, oh, that reminds me of this great manga I read. And it's like, it's fine to have hobbies. Get more, though. Get new hobbies. Get different hobbies as well as the ones that you had. What is Kitty's new name? It's like... Can someone at Kitty? Thanks. Suki for sure got body pillows of Amaterasu. For true and for real. Miss Kitty Chaos. Thank you. Thank you. Danzaburo is a literal animal man. Who, again, drinks way too much and will make you drink way too much. He's also a swindler. He literally swindles people. And also, he's always got his balls out. Yeah, he does have giant nuts, but, like, they're always on display. And that's just... You can't take him anywhere. Tiamat, marriage material. She does have her own kids, but she does love them a lot. And you love them too. They're cute. One of them is a tornado. Don't know how that works, but Tiamat. We love her. Tiamat, marriage material. Gilgamesh, smash. Gilgamesh incoming. She's a monster. You. I love her anyway. Can't say I love any of them. I do. She's my marriage material. I would marry Tiamat, and that's all that matters. Morgan Le Fay. Look, you're sure Morgan Le Fay is a nice person, but all of her time is spent plotting for a scheme to kill and take over Arthur's throne. And it's like, we could watch Harry Potter, or you could help me figure out a plan how to get into Camelot through the dungeon so that I can execute Arthur in his sleep and take over Camelot and exile Merlin because he's a filthy rat wizard. And it's like, babe, I love you, but you're always talking about this other guy. So I feel like this is a bad date, but you still go home with them. I feel like I would still take Morgan Le Fay home. One of the kids is constantly nibbling your toes. The other has anger issues. And the other one is literally wind. She's a literal MILF. It's you. MLF. Wait. Did I read MLF as MILF? Is that not MILF? Oops. Okay, Charybdis. Literal child. I love Cleo. She is a ghost. Atlas carries the whole world on his shoulders. He does not have time to be dating. I'm sorry. He just does not. He's got bigger responsibilities right now, and he just can't, like, he just can't fit a partner into his busy schedule. And that's just the reality. I'm sorry. Shiva will take you dancing. Shiva will knock you up. Shiva will love you. Yu Huang is a king. He's got a whole empire. He has 2 pet dragons. He doesn't have time for you. He's the same as Atlas. He's running a lot. He's got a lot on his plate. And Lancelot... Lancelot is your favorite partner. Look. He's a showboater, right? He's confident. He's charming. He's sexy. He's got a big lance, and he uses it a lot. Why is Lancelot the worst date ever? Why would you think that? I think he's great. I would enjoy looking back on my time with Lancelot and going, yes. He would get on his horse and ignore anything you got to throw at him. I don't know about all that. I think Lancelot would make a great boyfriend. I don't want to live with him, though. I feel like he would keep his room dirty. Okay. Cthulhu. Fun for a while, but after a bit would be too controlling and you'd have to break up because you would lose yourself in them. It's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah. Fun for a while. Until you start to realize that you're going mad. Because literally looking at this guy turns you mad. But there you go, guys. That is the Smite dateability tier list as of Lancelot. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to be putting this in the Discord someplace. So if you want to see it there, you absolutely can. And this video will go up on YouTube as well. So look out for that.